Hi everybody, Chris with Super Tramp Campers here. Today we're going to talk about the step solution that we have for the Rig'd UltraSwing, and I'll be showing you how to properly install that. If you are buying this kit to retrofit your own UltraSwing, this is everything that's going to be included in it as far as componentry. So we've got all the hardware, the two straps that you'll see me install in just a moment here, and then an extra zip tie, and then the tools that you will need for the installation are going to be a 9/16 socket and a wrench, and then a 3/4 inch wrench. If you don't have that 3/4 inch wrench, an adjustable socket or adjustable wrench like this one will do just fine, and then a way to cut the zip tie on the back side. So to start out, we're going to open up this UltraSwing, and the first pro tip is going to be for your pin that comes mounted to the back of the swing here. They have the little magnet closure for it. You can undo that guy, and it can be located onto the back side of the step, onto this bar right here. And if you are attaching that to this, it's just going to prevent you from needing to push this pin through the mountain cutout every time that you are opening and closing the swing out. So this is just an easy way to make that pin live behind the step so that it's accessible for you anytime that you're using it. Next, we're going to be putting the anti-rattle pin connector into the 2-inch bar, which goes into the rigged swing out. And this package has 3 different parts to it, and sometimes this can get bent too tight during shipping. You can open this back up a little bit so that it doesn't move freely inside of that receiver. So you can just bend that open a little bit, and then we're going to put this guy, doesn't matter which direction this goes, just know that your pin is going to need to go through on the nut side first and not this way. Okay, so this is going to go inside of the 2-inch receiver here, and that flange is just going to hold itself open. We're shooting for that first hole on the inside there. Now we can take the step and insert it into the receiver, and be mindful of which direction that clip went in there. We're going to slide this all the way back, and my pin is coming from the passenger side towards the driver's side. And before you get too far along like I almost did, we're going to have the lock washer component first. It's going to be on the outside of all this, and then that's going to slide all the way through your pin, and then you can start to get it to engage by twisting that bolt in. We're going to come back to this at the very end and tighten it down with the wrench, but for right now we just need to get it finger tight essentially. And the last part of this anti-wobble is going to be the safety pin that goes through the hole on the very end of that bolt, right like that. All right, next we're going to put the 2 security straps onto the side, and that bolt into here. We're going to put all of the hardware together loose to start, just so we can get everything to line up, and then we're going to finish tighten everything. And then the very last piece is going to be that bolt we were just looking at through the hitch pin. So your first piece you're going to put in is going to be the strap that has 2 holes on the side and 1 big slot at the top, and that goes on the front face of the rigged swing out like so. And then part number 2 is going to go behind that arm and in front of the first piece that we put on here. And then you're going to take all of your hardware, and first step is going to be a washer on the outside of each one. And this is why we had that hitch pin still loose, so we can wiggle everything together, make it all line up appropriately. Like so. And then now you can take your nuts and washers and get the back sides of all of these to thread in, and then we'll be ready to do the finish tighten at the end. All right, and now that we've got all the hardware loosely threaded together, we can go and finish tighten all of these components, and that's going to look something like this. If you got power tools, you can go ahead and use them. I'm just doing this by hand to prove that you don't need them. You can do it with just a normal wrench and socket if that's what you got. And when you're tightening down the bottom and the very top up here, you're gonna want both of those plates to crush together, essentially. And as you get tighter and tighter, you'll be able to see that. Like so. That's pretty good. And now that we've got the 4 outside bolts in, we can hit the hitch pin one last time, and that'll be down underneath right like this. And now that we've got everything tightened down, you can see I can move the whole truck just with the step and it's not going to go anywhere, so it's definitely safe enough to be going up and down into the camper. We can close this swing out, close that handle, and then you can reach behind in the step and set that last pin right like that. All right, everybody, that's the step-by-step guide on how to set up your step so you can step up into your setup. This is Chris with Super Tramp Campers. Thanks for watching.